This Saturday, it's Steer a Deer Demo Day at Ag Pro. Test drive the John Deere of your dreams. We've got over 20 compact models to demo. Put them through their paces. Pick your favorite, get special low financing, and be equipped for anything. Join us this Saturday at Steer a Deer Demo Day. Find your nearest location at agproco.com/demo day.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued, surrendered, and confiscated big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Adults $20, children 12 and under just $12. Participate in the biannual Hot Cars and Cool Cats Car Show at the Nassaveras Farm at 2250 Northeast Highway 326, or better yet, become a business sponsor for EARS. Have fun, prevent extinction, provide education and awareness of these rare, beautiful, and endangered residents here in Marion County's own little township of Citra on Highway 318. Go to EARS, Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary, or the Tiger Maximus on Facebook, or you can call 352-266-2859 for any questions.
Why not serve a delicious, intimate, and very easy dinner from Honey Baked Ham of Ocala? They have about the best ham produced ever, and turkey breast or beef pot roast or pork roast.
I thought they just served whole or half hams or turkeys that you picked up at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
They have so much more. They have a cafe and do all kinds of hot and cold catering. They'll do most of the work while you get all of the credit.
Where are they?
Southwest 27th Avenue, right behind Best Buy. Give them a call at 861-0011.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning in Ocala. You're listening to the program called AM Ocala Live, broadcasting from PM, that is the Paddock Mall, just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a veggie roll. How about that?
Yeah.
Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
Let's see. What are we doing? Oh, the weather. Hold on. I got to get the weatherman here. Hold on, Mr. Weatherman. Where are you? Currently, outside the window, it is 63 degrees. Partly cloudy skies are expected today. Highs around 83, 52 the low tonight. Tomorrow, temperatures dropping a little bit. 77 is the high, 57 is the low. Friday, back to 85, 61 is the low. Don't forget, Friday is the first Friday of April, meaning first Friday Art Walk. So if you want to enjoy the downtown area, go down and enjoy it while there's lots of other people also enjoying it, unless you prefer to be alone. Unless you prefer the ghost town experience, then go by yourself. It should be a big First Friday, because we not only have First Friday Art Walk, but there's another event. And remind me what it is.
Marion County is welcoming home the 3 Olympians, and that's going to begin at 6 p.m.
That's right. So
the First Friday Art Walk committee says that if anybody's going, you need to get there early. Parking is going to fill up very quickly.
Thank you. Good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me tell you what we're doing this morning. 7:35. We have news. We have commentary. We have coffee. That's pretty much the way it goes.
Yeah.
And we have phone calls. Galen, you know that 8:05. I have the things that were made to intentionally annoy us. Things that were made intentionally to annoy us.
Nice.
Now, this morning, Galen's segment will be short because we have this guy coming on. That is Eddie Money. I don't know if you remember this guy, but he had a lot of hits, like this one. Oh, yeah. Do you remember these songs, Robin? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very veteran-friendly recording artist. We'll talk to him a little bit about that, too.
Oh, I love this one.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, he's still going strong. He's creating music for video games and movies and television, so he's still rocking.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll show you my favorite. This is probably his most popular, but this is not my favorite. I like it, but it's not my favorite. I'll show you my favorite.
Okay.
Right? Here we go. Here's my favorite one coming up. Come on, Eddie. Here we go. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love the back and forth.
Come on, here she comes. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Who didn't love that little part of that song right there? That was Ronnie Spector. We don't care about her husband, Phil Spector. Forget
No,
it.
he's in jail.
He's a murderer. We don't care about him.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, so yeah, he'll be on. He's got a new, what do you call, reality TV show he and his family are doing. Apparently his, let's see, he's got a daughter that is a singer, a son that is a guitar player, another son, I think that's a drummer. So he's got 3 of his 5 children that are musicians.
Yes.
And so we'll talk about the reality TV show that is coming, I guess, when does it start, you know?
It starts April the 8th, Sunday at 9:30 on Access TV.
I don't even know what Access TV is. But anyway,
AXS.
so Eddie Money coming on. All right, 8:35, that's
This
when we
Sunday.
turn off any attempt to be entertaining and simply read you the news, keep the opinions that we might have to ourselves. Mitch Zeller, JD. Means he's a juvenile delinquent. He's the director of the FDA's Center for Tobacco Products, talking to us about lowering nicotine in cigarettes and examining the role of flavors in tobacco products.
Yeah, he thinks flavors are what people are starting to smoke, you know, because of the flavor.
I used to smoke grape-flavored cigars.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a short-lived fad
I bet.
for me.
I bet.
Now I don't smoke cigars at all. But Mark Kohler is coming on at 9:20. Mark is a certified public accountant, and he's got some practical tips for filing your taxes. Yeah, I know it's coming up.
Yep, April 17th.
Laura Burns coming in 9:35. She's our go-to gal when it comes to looking for information about finding a job or a career, and she'll be here to talk to us from Career Source Citrus Levy Marion. Benjamin Carter Hett is an attorney, and he's a professor of history at Hunter College, and speaking to us about the book, The Death of Democracy, Hitler's Rise to Power, and the Downfall of the Weimar Republic. I
Yeah,
don't know what the Weimar Republic is, yeah?
I don't either. But
I
this
shouldn't
is
have said
good.
that. I should have let you think I knew. Jody...
You never do that.
I don't do that, no. Jody Olszewski is the executive director of the Hartford Center for Mature Market Excellence. She's talking to us about planning your financial home maintenance needs. Yesterday, we found that you're supposed to put away $75 a month for car maintenance.
Yeah, that's hard. That's tempting. It's not hard for me. It's just tempting. It never stays where I put it.
Yeah.
It just...
Christina Kilroy is coming on. She's talking to us also about filing taxes. Oh, it must be that time of year. Vicki Robbins served as the president's Council on Sustainable Development Task Force on Population and Consumption in the 1990s, talking about her book, Your Money or Your Life. What's a money morning, isn't it?
I know.
All of that with
well,
Eddie
we got
Money.
Eddie Money. Isn't that
Holy
something? Wow.
Did we plan this or what?
Holy cow.
Dr. Jim Bell will wrap up the morning at 11:20. He's talking to us about the 2218 edition.
This is awesome.
Wow.
Plan your travel now, folks, because this is so
Interplanetary
cool.
travel.
This is great.
All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Authorities say the shooter at the YouTube campus in San Bruno, California may have had a vendetta.
According to the father of 39-year-old animal rights activist Nasim Agdam from San Diego. Now, she had posted scores of videos on YouTube, many of them decrying what she considered cruel treatment of animals. And apparently she told her family she was furious that YouTube recently changed its advertising policies, so she wasn't getting paid for a lot of those videos.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt, she's believed to have killed herself, 3 others hurt. And stock future index is tumbling after China announces it's raising tariffs on $50 billion worth of U.S. goods in retaliation for Washington slapping tariffs on Chinese goods.
The proposed tariffs do not go into effect immediately. There will be a public hearing on the issue. That's going to be held May 15th in Washington.
Fox's Lauren Simonetti. Fox News, we report, you decide.
My number 2 does not look like a number 2. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number 3?
Table for 4, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Even if you don't know what EPI is, you might know the symptoms. Frequent diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain. If you have even just one of these symptoms, you could still have EPI, because not everybody experiences EPI the same way, which is why it's so important to open up to your doctor about all your symptoms. And the good news is, EPI is manageable, so don't keep a lid on it. Go to identifyepi.com, complete the symptom checker, and use it to have a conversation with your doctor. Don't keep a lid on it. Visit identifyepi.com. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Automax Ocala. Compare nearly all makes and models. Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Kia, Ford, Chevy, Dodge. Go to AutomaxOcala.com right now. Every vehicle is clearly marked on the window with the low outlet price. No gimmicks, no commitments. This truly is your car shopping experience. Test drive Automax.com. Get 2.9% interest with no payment for 90 days with fast approval and credit approval. See dealer for details. That's Automax, corner of 17th and Easy Street. Quality cars at outlet prices.
Hey, this year, if you truly want the nicest crepe myrtles in the neighborhood, it all starts at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Now's the time to pick out your crepe myrtles, starting with those gorgeous pinks and purples, regularly $24.99, but an early season special price just $19.99 at Bob Wine's. Does Bob have roses? You bet. More roses than you can imagine, including drift roses, knockout roses, double knockout roses, tree roses, and even tea roses. And rose prices start at a low $17.99. Don't forget their completely redone greenhouse with more decor than you've ever seen in one place, and some prices are 20% off. It's all here. It's now at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3. Homegrown, locally owned, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. 16 men were arrested in an undercover operation in Polk County, attempting to set up sexual liaisons with children. Sheriff Grady Judd shares this shocking detail about Polio Rodriguez, a man he says tried to meet up with a 14-year-old girl.
One of his usernames was Daddies Do It Better, and he was HIV positive.
Those 16 suspects face more than 60 charges. The state is making it easier to find out where convicted sex offenders and predators live, upgrading the tracking website to make it accessible on mobile devices. You may search for offenders by name or neighborhood. The address is offender.fdle.state.fl.us.
Ocala Aviation now has opportunities for flight instructors.
Wait, hold on, Brad, is this correct? You're looking for instructors, not students?
Actually, we're looking for both.
Well, that's descriptive.
Well, I need flight instructors because we're now affiliated with a major university and can offer 4-year degrees. Plus, we're also approved to work directly with VA students.
Okay, so a degree in what, and what's a VA student?
Well, it's a bachelor's degree in aeronautics, which includes a commercial pilot's license, and there's financial aid available. By VA students, I mean veterans. They now have access to new benefits to pay for flight training.
Okay, so you have new opportunities for new students. What about the instructor side of it?
Well, with new students, we need more instructors.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So, if anyone out there is a flight instructor, I want to encourage them to come see me. And if they're not an instructor but have their commercial license, we can help them become an instructor.
So they get their instructor license and have a job too.
Exactly.
So you got a lot going on. The VA, the college, and now hiring instructors and future instructors too.
Yep. So now can we get the commercial started?
Already ahead of you.
Call Brad to get your adventure started today at Ocala Aviation, 861-7484.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny today. A shower or thunderstorm around for this afternoon with highs between 86 and 90. Tonight will be partly to mostly cloudy with lows of 63 to 67. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 82 to 85. Then sun and some clouds Friday, high 83 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Heather Zaire.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security, 629-3223.
Thank you, Joe. 24 minutes before 8 o'clock. Just a nice-looking Wednesday morning. Hope you're doing well. The weather looks like it's going to be pretty nice. And don't forget, First Friday is just 2 days away. And as Robin mentioned, the 3 Ocala, they're all young ladies, right, Robin? There's no guys in the group that went to the Olympics. So 3 Olympians from Ocala will be recognized, celebrated, thanked for their making us all proud. That'll be during the First Friday Art Walk. I think they're doing it at 6:30, right? It's 3 ladies, right, Robin? There's no guy in the mix, right?
Yeah.
But there will be a guy in the mix. I am predicting that in 2020 Olympics, we will have a young man named Joey Gibbs. That is Matt Gibbs' son. I predict he will be in the Olympics that year. So
exactly.
Anyway, so for this Friday, if you can get downtown and check that out, that ought to be. These are celebrities, local celebrities. That's awesome. Young people doing good stuff with their lives.
Exactly. They're going to be honoring the 2 speed skaters, Joey Mantia and Aaron Jackson, and bronze medalist Brittany Bowe.
So Joey's a girl?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So
Joey. I think they're all 3 ladies, but I'm not sure.
We're not sure. Somebody call us and chew us out.
Joey, Joey.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know.
If you know, let us know and make us feel bad for not knowing.
But 6 p.m. Is going to happen on the Ocala Square.
This is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Can you believe 50 years has passed?
Yeah.
I remember this day. Oh, the next day, I guess. I probably didn't hear about it on the day. It happened that night, I think, right? He was only 39 years old, and what a contribution he made to this world, not just this country, but this world. And now I think the motel that he was shot at is a museum, right?
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it.
Nope. Well, we had the gentleman on the other day.
Lorraine Motel.
Right.
Thank you.
And we had the gentleman on the other day about, it was Steve Berry, in fact, the famous author. And he was, that was what his book was based on.
Right.
So.
Let's see. Authorities will continue an investigation today into why a lady opened fire at YouTube headquarters in Northern California. Then she killed herself. I guess it's not clear. She was 39 years old. Her name, Nasim Najafi Agdam of San Diego. There were a couple different stories trying to explain why she went on a shooting rampage. So I don't know which one to tell you. She said she didn't like the fact that YouTube filtered her videos or something like that. Filtered them.
Well, now she doesn't got to worry about it. She's done. She's gone. She shot herself.
Listen to you.
Well,
done. She's gone.
Well, she hurt 4 people. I mean, they could have died. I mean, they didn't die, right? I mean, they were just all injured, thank God.
San Bruno police identified her from San Francisco. The Associated Press reported that an unarmed law enforcement official with knowledge of the investigation said she told her family member she hated YouTube. Her father told the Bay Area News Group that she told her family a few weeks ago that she was angry with YouTube because she believed it was censoring her videos and had stopped paying her for her content. Investigators do not believe Agdam specifically targeted the victims. And then, of course, it goes on to tell us that female mass shooters are rare.
I
don't know why they conclude that. I think we knew that. Yeah, women don't do this a whole lot.
Well,
but it's not unheard of. It does happen.
No. I mean, look at the Vietnam War. All the women that the women Vietnamese that came with bombs strapped to them, and then they blew up the Americans.
You don't even need to go back that far. It happens right now in the Middle East.
Exactly.
Classes will be canceled for a third day today as Oklahoma teachers continue to rally to demand higher pay and education funding, a cause that has already recently engulfed West Virginia, Kentucky, and Arizona. Oklahoma teachers won raises last week to the tune of about $6,100 a year each, but they say that wasn't enough, and they're not happy with it. A new historical marker will be dedicated today to tell the whole story about Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest. This is sponsored by Calvary Episcopal Church, Rhodes College, and the National Park Service. The historical marker will lie near a 1955 historical marker for Forrest's early home. The 1955 marker notes that Forrest's business enterprises made him wealthy, but fails to mention that his primary business was the slave trade.
Gosh.
Forrest went on to be a general in the Confederate Army as well as the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. So I guess the new historical marker will include the information about him being a slave trader.
And the KKK leader.
Yeah.
Sure. Of course. I mean, that's nasty, too.
Prince Philip is 96 years old. He will have a planned hip surgery today, just weeks before Prince Harry and fiancée Meghan Markle are set to marry at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. It was not an emergency, as Philip's hospitalization often have been in the last half dozen years. Philip's hip problems caused him to miss several public events in recent weeks, including a pre-Easter church service in Windsor. So,
gosh,
scary
stuff.
I know you follow the royal family. I really don't follow anything. I don't follow much.
No, it's just, they just don't seem to hurt anybody, and they just seem all happy, and people like them a lot. So
they clap their hands. They're happy, and they know it.
Exactly.
Can you imagine living in a castle, though? I mean, a real castle?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does it? You know what you picture? I bet it doesn't look anything like what we picture. Like, I picture, like, just stone walls and kind of damp and musty.
Yeah, well, that's what they are. TJ and Charity went and explored all the castles in England and Ireland and Scotland, and they just had such a grand time.
The ones that are currently lived in?
What you say castles are.
Oh, those kind
those kind of
Yeah, but these people actually live in castles.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
But there's no draftiness. There's no.
What is the definition of a castle then?
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's like a cathedral. Cathedral doesn't really define the building. The cathedral defines what happens in the building.
Yeah, we learned that. That was good.
Or what it's designated for.
And there's one in Orlando, we found out.
There's one in St. Augustine, too.
Yeah.
Florida woman, more specifically an Altamont Springs woman, is in jail. Let's see. She and her boyfriend broke up, but her bathroom sink was not working, so he volunteered to come over and fix it. And it was going to be on Easter, so she said, well, why don't I make us some Easter meal? He said, okay. Now, that sounds like, okay, they broke up, they're going to get back together. That's okay. He's fixing her sink. She's making him an Easter meal. Nice. Okay. Things should work out, right? Mm-hmm. Until he gets under the sink to try to fix the thing, and she starts squirting him with lighter fluid from the charcoal grill.
Oh, my God.
And then tortures him with that lighting device and sets him on fire.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
Can you imagine that?
I hope they arrested
her. Wait. I thought we were getting about, wait. You're going to pay, is what she said.
Where do you go when you're under the sink? I mean, you're... Gee.
Nowhere. So she locked the door so he couldn't get out, but he knew how to unlock it. And then she set fire to the carpet, and the whole thing was a mess. So she's in jail. He's in the hospital.
Well, I hope he lives, and I hope she stays in jail forever. Because if she's going to burn one person, she'll burn another. And where was that?
In Altamont Springs.
Oh, okay.
The Ocala Police Department had some news this morning. 4 of the canine officers, the dogs, are getting bulletproof and stab-proof vests.
Isn't that cool?
The dogs are Luna, Zorba, Babbo, and Senior. Those are the 4 dogs.
I think that's amazing.
Let's see. These bulletproof vests cost between $1,744 and $2,283. It doesn't say why there's such a big difference. But anyway, they carry a 5-year warranty. It didn't work. We want our money back. An average weight of 4 to 5 pounds. They're not that heavy, in other words. A dog could probably wear them easily. There are an estimated 30,000 canine law enforcement dogs in the United States. 30,000 dogs protecting us.
Wow.
I think it's a godsend that they can do this. Isn't it amazing how dogs can do this, though?
It is amazing.
Just sniff the air and say, there's trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a dead body. There's some
drugs.
Contraband drugs.
Yep.
There's some gunpowder. They train them for everything or just one specific thing? I never know.
I have no clue. We'd have to ask them. We could interview them. That would be fun. Well, the canine officer, and he would bring his dog in.
If you ever down Stairway 200 past On Top of the World, on the left side there is a past Oak Run. Is that the one?
Yes.
Oak Run. There is a statue of Deputy Brian Litz. He was one of the officers who had a canine, and he was shot and killed when he went on a call over in Oak Run, right?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, some maniac with a gun killed him for no reason. But anyway, so they honor him with a statue over there, and if you ever get a chance, just take a moment and stop and check it out.
And his dog stayed with the family, with the widow and the children. Yeah. It was so sad because the dog was laying by his casket. It was just so sad.
Family members of prison inmates in the state of Florida got together yesterday to complain about a new rule that might cut their visitation times in half. The Department of Corrections is not looking to abandon their new policy, but they are going to look at it based on the outrage from the family members. The family members say even dogs get a little pat on the head now and then. But dogs didn't murder or rob somebody.
Exactly, or rape or...
Florida has the nation's 3rd largest prison system with 97,000 inmates. Wow.
I mean, you can see that from both sides. You can see that from the people that are still the family and still want to believe there's hope and rehabilitation, and they want to keep their family ties. But then you can see it from the, taxpayer point of view that they don't, they don't want that. They intentionally did something wrong, so they should have their visitation limited. So both sides.
Last August, the Hollywood City Council in Hollywood, Florida, voted to remove the names of Robert E. Lee, Nathan Bedford Forrest, and John Bell Hood from residential streets. That was back in August. They made that decision. Yesterday, they followed through with that decision. And now the streets are named Freedom Street, Hope Avenue, and Liberty Street.
Nice.
Freedom, Hope, and Liberty.
Nice. I like that.
The website that allows people to find the location of sexual offenders and predators has now been upgraded so that you can check out that information on your phone. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is authorized to post information collected from law enforcement agencies to give sexual offender information. And now it's as close as your phone. You don't got to sit down at a computer anymore to look it up.
Nice. Yeah, you want to know who's living in your neighborhood. You don't want those predators living in your neighborhood.
I'm going to find something fun. Nothing is fun yet.
Oh, okay.
Except that Eddie
the
Money's
canine dogs with the bulletproof vest.
I know.
Thought that was
what's an
really
yeah, I know.
We put on Facebook, and one of the canine dogs, we put their picture on there, and he is so cute. He's a German Shepherd, and he's just like smiling for the camera. He looks.
I don't think you would ever tell me that a dog wasn't cute. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I can't imagine you pointing to a dog going, "Now that's an ugly dog."
I don't think I
because
would.
then you would follow it up with, "Yeah, but he's cute."
Yeah.
So ugly, he's cute. That doesn't happen to people. You never say, and nobody ever says, Larry is so ugly, but he's cute. He's to the point where he's cute. He's so ugly. He's cute.
Oh, gee. Yeah, we don't do that to humans.
No, we don't. We don't. Look at that baby. That baby's kind of ugly, but he's cute. He's so ugly, he's cute.
Unless you're talking about relationships. I mean, when Lyle Lovett married Julia Roberts,
Yeah.
About relationships.
Finish your thought. I want to hear the rest of
people
this.
were saying, how did he end up with her?
I did, but what's the rest of your statement?
That's it.
You were saying people were saying. What were you saying?
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I just thought it was pretty cool. I don't ever look at anybody that's not.
But you didn't finish it. Why?
Why what?
Why is it cool that Lyle Lovett and Julia Roberts fell in love?
Well, because they're total opposites.
In what way?
Talent-wise.
Oh, talent-wise.
Talent-wise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the fact that he's rather homely and she's rather pretty.
No, that's what you guys point out.
Oh, that's what we said.
That's what the males say all the time. I hear you guys. You always see a couple and you say, how did he end up with her?
I always say that. Exactly.
I know. But you never say it the other way around. How did she end up with him?
I've never seen that. I've never seen a really attractive guy with a really ugly lady. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
How'd she get him?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine thinking that. He's so ugly, he's cute. Well, that's why. All right, I have a fun one. Are you ready?
Okay.
Walt Disney World will soon make it possible for resort guests to unlock things with their phones.
Oh, how wonderful.
Okay. Now, what kind of things you may say?
Yeah.
Well, like their room. They can unlock their door to their room with their phone. Mm-hmm. See, for the limited time, for the time period they pay for, there's a special code. It'll open their rooms, but it will also open the elevator door. I didn't know you needed a key for the elevator door.
Oh, I thought you just pushed a button.
We've never stayed in Disney Resort. Yeah. Maybe that's why. It'll also open the gate to the pool, the swimming pool. You cannot just run into this. You have to be a guest. I never knew this either.
Yeah, you have to put a code or something in there. You have your room key, and then that's the only way you can get in. Yeah, you can't,
Now, I never snuck into a Disney pool, but I used to sneak into the pools in Daytona. When Alex was little, we'd go to Daytona Beach. Mm-hmm. We'd have fun in the ocean, and then let's go up to one of those pools.
Yeah.
We would just pretend we were a guest at one of those hotels and use the pool.
Yeah, weren't hurting anybody.
And then we'd go in and use the game room.
Mm-hmm.
Because almost all those hotels back in those days had game rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I don't know if they do.
Sure did.
So let's see. You can also use it to open up the swimming pool gate, the fitness center door, the elevator, and the club level lounges.
Wow. So you can't even go to have a drink if you're not a resort guest. You can't even spend your money to have a drink and enjoy the ambiance by the fireplace in the camping wilderness lodge.
China, this morning, issued a $50 billion list of U.S. goods, including soybeans and aircraft, for possible tariff hikes in an escalating technology dispute with Washington that companies worry could set back the global economic recovery.
There's always something.
Now, on the AgNet report, he did say, what's the guy's name again on AgNet? Anyway, he did say that peanuts were not going to be taxed, but tree nuts would be.
Oh, okay.
Which is good news for the peanut farmer, I guess.
Is. Very good news. But you made a good point yesterday. I mean, they should be happy there are tariffs, because now that would force their farmers over in China to grow stuff for their own people at a better rate than if they were importing stuff.
For the first time, the U.S. government has publicly acknowledged the existence in Washington, D.C. of what appears to be rogue devices that foreign spies could be using to track individual cell phones and intercept calls and messages, which is why I always talk silly on my phone. I just always think if somebody's listening in, I want them to say, that must be a code for something.
Yeah, right.
It must be a code. He said something about grilled cheese. There's no way this guy eats grilled cheese that often. It must mean something else. Look it up on Google. What is grilled cheese a code word for? Code word for sabotage.
There you go.
The use of what are known as cell phone site simulators by foreign powers has long been a concern, but American intelligence and law enforcement agencies have been silent on the issue until now. In a letter dated March 26th, addressed to Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, the Department of Homeland Security acknowledged that last year it identified suspected unauthorized cell site simulators in the nation's capital. There you go. So that's how they spy on you. They put up a cell tower, and it's basically what you're using to call somebody, and meanwhile it can listen in.
Yeah, gosh.
Listen to this one. Here's one. This is one you should be debating. Several lawmakers proposed yesterday that the state of California become the first state to significantly restrict when a police officer can open fire. Officers would be allowed to shoot only if, quote, there were no other reasonable alternatives to the use of deadly force to prevent imminent serious injury or death. This is according to legislative advocate for the American Civil Liberties Union. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Here's my thought on this. It looks good on paper.
Yeah.
But in real world situations, I think a police officer doesn't have time to determine whether something is a deadly force against him or her or somebody else.
Exactly.
I think they don't have time. It's their argument is, the ones who want to limit the times when a police officer can use his or her weapon. Their argument is we need to ensure that our state policy governing the use of deadly force stresses the sanctity of human life and is only used when necessary. Again, that looks good on paper.
Yeah.
But I think in real life situations, I would need a police officer to perhaps chime in on this one.
Yeah, and those police officers are trained, okay, for every scenario.
Some in law enforcement call the proposal irresponsible and unworkable.
Yeah.
Well, there's my answer right there.
For sure. For sure.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi, Mike.
Okay, so we got a police officer in a situation where he may or may not have to use his weapon. So what we do is we have a system where the police officer has to call in to the police force, talk directly to the chief of police, and get permission to take, to protect himself and the people around him. The police, and if he can't get it, he has to leave a message, of course.
Can you believe
And
that?
he has to wait for them to send back a response saying, okay, yes, you can fire your weapon. Please, give me a break.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Are you kidding me? I got a better idea about these idiots that come up with these plans. Put their butts on the line, put them out there against the criminals, and give them Give them a nightstick. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
A nightstick against an Uzi. You know, these police officers are out here putting every day. Yeah, there's bad ones out there. Of course there is. There's bad everything out there. But the vast majority are just doing their job. But their hands are so tied with bureaucratic bull that, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've seen firsthand with the situation that's going on here in Ocala, in the southwest corner, just off South Pine and 3rd Avenue, that the prostitution and the vagrants that are just they have a camp out right there, and of course we are doing with it every day. We're dealing with it, trying to get this stuff off of our streets. And they know the law better than the police officers do. And I've had police officers say, if we arrest them, the prostitutes, and we take them in, the judge in town just releases them. No jail time, just releases them.
Exactly.
Yeah, the idea I got to run, Mike. I got the clock talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The family of the woman police say shot 3 people at YouTube headquarters in Northern California before apparently killing herself says they warned authorities about her. Nasim Agdam's family reporting her missing.
Then they got a call from police saying that they had found her sleeping in her car in Mountain View, California, 2 a.m. yesterday morning, just 30 minutes south of YouTube's headquarters here in San Bruno. Now, her family claims that when police called them at that point, they told them that she might be headed to YouTube. She may have a plan to do harm.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt. Wall Street bracing for a sell-off after China announces new tariffs in response to ones unveiled by the Trump administration.
A senior official at the Chinese Commerce Ministry saying if someone wants a fight, we'll be there.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen. Fox News, we report, you decide.
My number 2 does not look like a number 2. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number 3?
Table for 4, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or